wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. Piece of shit.
This will be a quick one. It's not for my regular audience. Every once in a while, I have to do a video for the outside, the people not already within my audience have to go and, well, there's people outside of my audience. Matter of fact, if we were to do a Venn diagram, my audience is a very, very, very small subset of the 8 billion people on this planet. You know what's great about the 8 billion people on the planet? Most of them are po. And in all truth and honesty, most of my books and all that is about personal financial management. It takes detours from that main theme. But I wanted to run an advertisement out there for my course, The World's Greatest Accounting Career, because a lot of people are like, well, how? Not necessarily rich. I think most people, they just don't want to be poor. I mean, yeah, everybody would like to be rich, but I can't guarantee that you're going to be rich. But I'm going to guess most people just want to not be po. And then they say, well, how do we be po no mo? And there's many ways you can do that. You can, this one's on the house. I am a charitable and noble economist. I'm a kind economist. I'm going to give you some free advice on how to not be poor. Okay. First, be born to not poor parents. All right. That's the first step. All right. So that's your first mistake. If you were born to not rich parents, well, there's your first problem. All right. So that's step one. Step two, just because your parents are poor doesn't, I don't, sit down, everybody. Sit, get your fucking sit, go on Amazon and order your sit the fuck down chairs. All right. This is going to floor you. Just because your parents are poor doesn't mean you have to be poor. See, you can look at your parents and say, what did they do that led to their poverty? And you're going to find out that the number one cause of poverty, aside from being born into it, is having more kids than you can afford. I could literally end this video right now. And if the whole world just didn't have kids they couldn't afford, poverty would drop by 80% globally. Globally. All right, so that's one freebie. Two, okay, this is another one. Don't major in dumb shit. That's mainly for Americans and Westerners. All right. Because I don't know if you noticed this, you got 40-year-old millennials now who have like $50,000 of student loan debts, and they don't know what to do about it because now their wages are going to get garnished. I have a recommendation. Yes, you, sir, with red hat in the back. How about you don't major in butt plug studies or English or communications or criminal justice? How about you major in something worthwhile like engineering or accounting, or maybe not go to college and incur the expense at all? Go and work for the railroads that has free training and starting at $80,000 a year. Or how about you join the military? They'll pay for your food, clothing, shelter, education, and healthcare and give you free college education. Or maybe you join the trades and you go inevitably after 5 years, bill out at $125 an hour as your own self-employed plumber. Or maybe you just don't knock up that bitch in the 9th grade. These are just recommendations. Just recommendations. But yes, if you avoid the most damaging financial advice teachers and parents and media have given to you, which is follow your heart and the money will follow, or any degree is a good degree. Where'd oh, here it is. It's my schmutz rag. Gotta get the schmutz off my glasses. You can't put a price on education. No, colleges and universities do it all the time. Matter of fact, I think in-state price, in-state tuition, the price of an education for just one credit of education is $410. Or maybe you could just go become an electrician and actually make some money. The third free bit of advice I'll give you is spend less than you make. It is shocking to me. A friend of mine, he works at the food shelf at the church, and it's shocking to me, like nearly all of the cars lined up are nicer cars than what I own because they borrowed money on a car they didn't need. They didn't need that luxury SUV. They didn't need that BMW. They could have gotten a Toyota or a Ford or something sensible, but that's another thing. What's the third one? Don't commit crime. That doesn't necessarily it correlates with poverty. The act actually doesn't necessarily make you poor. It prevents you from working to make money because you're in prison. But those are just some freebies. However, if you would like to do something more tangible, everything I said there was basically avoid mistakes, right? If you would like to do something tangible, like let's say you're poor, which most young people are, and you would like to be po no mo, there are a couple ways to do that. I said 1, join the trades. 2, look at the railroads. 3, consider the military. But me and my friend Chad Elkins put together a course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. And you can see, oh, but accounting is boring. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know there was this privileged liberal white girl from Edina here. Oh, Your Eminence, what would you like it to be? Do you still believe in the follow your heart and the money will follow with $80,000 in student loan debt for your early childhood education degree? And now you got to go suck dick at the truck stop to make it because your old man's little card empire financial debt thing collapsed on him and he was never rich to begin with? Oh, I'm sorry, Your Eminence. What would you like? I'll tell you another. This is a free information, free advice on how to be poor no more. All jobs that pay a lot of money are either hard, boring, or both. See, because the easy ones have Becky and Trisha from Edina major in the easy subjects by the millions. And then they flood the market by the millions. And then they wonder why an early childhood education degree, basically a babysitter, makes $12 an hour. And you have to sub out as a barista to make ends meet. So if you're going to go into a field or profession and spend 3, 2, 5, 6 years, whatever, getting that profession, make sure that there's a job at the end of it. And typically the best way to find the highest paying jobs are jobs that are hard and or boring. Brain surgeon, very hard. So hard and so much education, which I understand the majority of you don't want to go to college for 10 years to do that. Railroads, you're out in the cold, out in the hot, you're lonely, it's boring. You're in Nebraska. Probably physically hard too. Physically hard, but boring. Yeah, but that's where you make the money. And so unless you want to go into the trades and go work HVAC or go learn how to do electrical wiring, my friend Chad Elkins, who is my tax accountant and CPA, says, I'd like to put together a course on how to become an accountant. I'm like, cool. I can help you a little bit with it. Well, I don't want to actually do it. I just want to, maybe put the PowerPoint together and have you deliver it. I'm like, okay, put the PowerPoint together. I know enough about accounting. I can help you out. Well, I don't really want to do the PowerPoint either. Can I just give you, all right, fine, I'll fucking do it. And I get all the money this time. I will ask you for your bits of information that I already have covered through my finance degree. So we put together a course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. And the reason we put it together is because accounting is one of those rare fields where, by the way, there's no easy in this, but it is one of the quickest routes to gain some modicum of stable employment. And there are other options of which for different types of employment within the accounting profession that you might be interested in, right? So we're talking about boring things like being a bookkeeper. We're talking about boring things like being people's tax accountants. We're talking about boring things like being a forensic accountant, although that's kind of interesting if you get to investigate criminal cases. Talking boring things like being an auditor, lots of spreadsheets, lots of tedium, lots of boringness. But there's something special about accounting. 2 things. One, because you're not wrenching on a transmission or stuck in a chemical lab to get a degree in chemical engineering, it's an information-based degree, right? You don't need labs for accounting. You can get an online accounting degree that's accredited for relatively cheap. So you could go to Western Governors University, which is just one, it's just a recommendation. There are others out there, make sure it's accredited. You don't have to go and drop $40,000 on a college degree, not to mention another $30,000 on campus living and food. You can work security at night, live at home, take these courses while you do your nighttime security. Get yourself, I had people that got their degree in 2 years because Western Governors University doesn't charge by the credit, charges by the semester. So if you could load up, you can go ahead and get yourself a college degree. So the educational requirements are cheap and affordable because of the nature of the degree can be taught online. But wait, there's more, yes, more. The accounting industry is diversified and varied enough. You don't need a college degree. Matter of fact, there are certifications you can get that allow you to go pretty much directly to employment. Perhaps you won't make as much as with you had a degree, and you can always get one later, but you could become certified in QuickBooks. You could get what's called an enrolled agent certification. Doesn't need a college degree. You just need to study accounting on your own, which maybe would behoove you to go to college anyway. And when you pass that, you could become a tax accountant. The pinnacle would be the CPA. You got to go get a 4-year degree. Then you got to get a year of experience. Then you got to go get a master's degree. That's if you really like pain and agony and not getting laid. But there is a certification route you can go where you become an enrolled agent. And after you work several years at a tax practice, whether that's H&R Block or a small CPA firm or a large CPA firm, it doesn't matter. You get the hang of it. And all of a sudden, guess what you can do? You can open up your own tax practice. And that's one of the main selling points we like to point out about accounting as a career and profession. It lends itself not only to self, but remote employment. Yes. Yes. You will have to spend 2 to 3 years in the field working for some cocksucking ass boss. Yes, you will have to learn and become proficient at bookkeeping or taxes or whatever it is, whatever subfield within accounting you would like to pursue. But if you get good enough at it, especially if you get that enrolled agent certification, which legally allows you to do people's taxes, you can go sit on a beach earning 20%. You can work from a beach. You can work from home. And you also will have to build up a clientele and all that other stuff. But just like a dentist, everyone needs a dentist. Everyone needs an accountant. And so to navigate it, that's the very simplified, watered down explanation of the course. But if you are interested in such a field and a profession, I recommend taking a look at that course. It's called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. It's available on Teachable. I have it linked below. And then another thing, because I was thinking like, oh yeah, let me promote this course. I should promote it because I'm bad on marketing. I'm really bad on marketing. So this is my marketing. I was like, well, while we're here, though, another reason you're all poor. Here's the number one reason you're all poor. Let me explain to you why everyone in the world is poor. You're lazy. That's it. All these girls doing their videos now, like, I'm not paying back my student loans. Hey, if you took all that energy bitching and whining and worked, you'd have money to pay off your student loans. Everyone knows why you fat? Because you're lazy. Why are you not getting laid? Because you're lazy. Why am I not graduated yet? Because you're lazy. Why haven't I finished writing my book yet? Because you're lazy. Why are all my problems in my life? Because you're lazy. And because I kept getting questions at my consultancy, this problem, that problem. And the answer was always, you're lazy. I even put together a short, like hour course called How to Stop Being Lazy, which coincidentally is linked below as well. So maybe you might want to take that one first. That's a little cheaper. The accounting course is $150. The accounting course, by the way, does not teach you accounting. It's an accounting career course. It helps you navigate the world of accounting and the education required to get it so you don't piss away like Chad did $100,000 on an unneeded MBA. So you're not one of these dumbass bitches like, I'm not paying back my student loans. Oh my God, it's a tragedy. You won't be poor. Huh? They're poor. They're poor. They're 33 and they're arguing about the student loan debts that they accrued from 11 years ago. They're poor. Or you don't have to be poor. You could go to school for a reasonable price or a fee, or just study, self-study for free, get certified. I'm not saying you're going to make $1 million. I mean, you probably, but it's not. Actually, I should link to the Elkins accounting hour. You should probably watch that too. I should have linked to that. But yeah, it's not impossible. It is common. I want to choose the right word. It's not a guarantee, but it is common. After a while, you will make over 6 figures and be self-employed and working remote. I don't know if that sounds interesting to you, but if you'd like that, maybe consider that course. It's linked below. The World's Greatest Accounting Career. But I don't like accounting. I'm not good at math. I'm boring. Well, then enjoy being poor. There's the truck stop. It doesn't pay health care. I think that's about it. All right, I'm gonna go for a run. Oh God, how do I have 8 super chats? Okay, no more super chats. I gotta go. I got an appointment. Albino, $5. That's it. I'm calling it. It's official. They are no longer the boomers. They will be called the NPC generation because they are dumb. Correct. Albino, $5 again. How many fancy buildings were built in colleges on shit degree and tuition? Keep going into social services, college liberal arts degrees. Quick math on an albino, take 700 billion in today's dollars, multiply it back however far you want to go when you think colleges and universities are making bullshit. We're talking multiple trillions of dollars was wasted on higher education. We could have paid off the national debt with it pretty much. Lord Venom, $5. How much does it cost to get the longer boomer intro? We all know your hey power walking thong wearing self loves the Moonies. Play swing down past your knees. I'll do it again. I'm in a rush, so I don't play the 3-minute intro. Albino, $2. Carlson School of Management panhandling degree. Never go to the Carlson School of Management. Never. It's not a good school. Rational Irrationality, $5. Been living poor since 18. Was an ER nurse for 12 years, then a registered nurse for 4 on COVID money. Paid cash for master's. Now a nurse practitioner, $200,000 a year. There you go. But what are you, just a minimalist then? If you're making $200,000 a year, but you are living poor, that's good. That's minimalism, because then you can retire early. Albino, $2. Monty Python, millennial wants to be a lion tamer. Orlando Jones, 20. Well, how am I getting this? Is a market. This is a commercial, guys. Why are you giving me money on this? Orlando Jones, $20. I did night security through my computer science degree based on the advice you gave me many years ago. I loved it. So much free time to read and do homework. Now I'm a developer, but I wouldn't mind doing it part-time once I retire. I'm glad to hear that, Orlando. You have no idea how happy it makes me that you're part of the security guard race. Sam Whelan, $5. Why don't CPAs get their personal financials and share their clients with a financial advisor, even though they'd make 10 times more money with no extra work if they did? Chad has done a video on that. And it's because it's a pain in the ass to work with financial planners. That's the short answer. So, all right, I got to go. I'll see you guys later. Oh, shit, one more. Real, $2. I'm just saying, fuck you. You dick. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.